Those Shoes. Story adapted from the book by Maribeth Boelts. I have dreams about those shoes. Black high tops, 2 white stripes. Grandma, I want them. There's no room for want around here, just need, Grandma says. And what you need are new boots for winter. Nate comes to school in those shoes. Antonio and I count how many times Nate goes to the bathroom. 7 times in one day, just so he can walk up and down the hall real slow. Next, Alan, Jacoby, and Terrence each get a pair. Then one day, in the middle of kickball, one of my shoes comes apart. Looks like you could use a new pair, Jeremy, Mr. Alfrey, the guidance counselor, says. He brings out a box of shoes and other stuff he has for kids who need things. He helps me find the only shoes that are my size. Velcro, like the ones my little cousin Marshall wears. When I come back to the classroom, Alan Jacoby takes one look at my Mr. Alfrey shoes and laughs. And so do Terrence, Brandon T., and everyone else. The only kid not laughing is Antonio Parker. On Saturday, Grandma says, "Let's check out those shoes you're wanting so much." At the shoe store, Grandma turns those shoes over so she can check the price. When she sees it, she sits down heavy. "Maybe they wrote it down wrong," I say. Grandma shakes her head. Then I remember the thrift shops. What if someone outgrew a pair and had to give them away? We won't have to pay a lot of money, I say. I see something in the window. Black shoes with 2 white stripes, high tops, in perfect shape. Those shoes for $2.50. My heart is pounding hard as I take off my shoes. I shove my foot into the first shoe, curling my toes to get my heel in. I pull the other shoe on and try to walk around. They're okay, I say, holding my breath. They're too small. I buy them anyway with my own money, and I squeeze them on and limp to the bus stop. At home, my feet are hurting. Grandma doesn't say a word about the small shoes. She just gives me a hug. One day during math, I glance at Antonio's shoes. One of them is taped up, and his feet look smaller than mine. After school, I head to the park to think. Antonio's there. We shoot baskets. A loose piece of tape on Antonio's shoe smacks the concrete every time he jumps. And I started to think. We leap off the swings. And I think. We race from one end of the playground to the other. "I'm gonna do it," I say. "Do what?" Antonio says, breathing hard. That night, I am awake for a long time thinking about giving the shoes to Antonio. When morning comes, I try on my shoes one last time. Snow is beginning to fall as I run across the street to Antonio's apartment. I put the shoes in front of his door, push the doorbell, and run. At school, Antonio is smiling big in his brand new shoes. I feel happy when I look at his face. Standing in line to go to recess, Antonio leans forward and says, "Thanks." I smile and give him a nudge. "Let's race."